My name is Phil Hughes. I'm Vice President of United Steelworkers Local 1086. One of my men here, Tom Jacob, a Steelworkers retiree. I'm here today at the Iron Workers Union Hall in Northeast Philadelphia in support of Senator Obama and Senator Biden for the presidential campaign. We really appreciate Senator Biden coming out and talking to all the union leaders in the Philadelphia area today, and we are looking forward to seeing a change in Washington. This election is probably one of the most important elections in American history, because we are now trying to restore the middle class. What was ripped away from us for the last 8 years now has to be restored.
Senator Biden has always been a friend of unions, especially in the Philadelphia area. He's been active, I guess, with Bob Brady and the local people for over 30-some years.
Yep. Senator Biden's support for his first election came right here from United Steelworkers, and we're going to be there for him again.
One of the reasons I joined Barack Obama when he asked me to be vice president, I have a pretty good job. I'm chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. I like it. I'm in relatively good shape with my home state. But the reason I decided to do it was, folks, no matter how old or young you are in this room, there's never, ever been an election that you participated in that's as consequential as this election. That is not hyperbole. This is the single most consequential, not because of Barack Obama, not because of Joe Biden, not because of John, not because of who's running, but because of this moment in history. Everybody knows this is a large bore issue campaign. Literally, the future of the country for the next 20 years is going to be decided in the next 60 days. Literally, the direction of the world is going to be decided in the next 60 days. So we have two goals. Restore America's place in the world so we have the credibility to once again lead it out of this road to perdition that we're on. And number two, raise up the middle class again, because it is America. You know, the Republican notion of ownership as the American dream, they talk about this being, they want to make it an ownership society. Well, you know, that dream kind of diminishes real quickly in an ownership society when the foreclosure rate in your state alone is so high. And nationwide, it is as high as it's been since the Depression. People who's their, what do middle class folks have? The single greatest asset they possess. The whole thing we've been doing is your home. And look what's happening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we've had 8 years of leadership in the White House whose notion of ownership is you're on your own. That's their notion of ownership. You're on your own. And so, you know, my pop used to say, my dad used to say, champ, when you get knocked down, get up. Get up. Get up right away. Well, I've never seen a time in American, at least my time in American history, when so many people have gotten knocked down and the government has done so little to help them get up. Barack and I are going to change that. Let me be specific about this. It all starts with the economy. For iron workers here, let me say that Barack and I are going to support, and everyone here, we're going to support your right to organize. If you can walk in and sign, the first thing we're going to do, if you can walk in and sign to register to vote, you ought to be able to sign your name to organize in a labor union. Period. Period. Look, folks, to me, where I was raised, it's all about two words: respect and dignity. The dignity of my work and respecting what I do. Don't tell me you respect me and tell me I cannot organize. Don't tell me you respect me and tell me I can't make a living wage. Don't tell me you respect me and I can't take care of my mother. Don't tell me you respect me and tell me I can't send my kid to college. Folks, this is about respect. I'm so tired of these loose Republican words being used out there about change and how they care about you. Give me a break. Care about me, give me a fighting chance. I'm not asking for anything other than just a fighting chance. You know, you heard John McCain say last night, and you heard Governor Palin say the night before that Barack Obama is going to raise your taxes. This is a little time for a little truth in lending here, okay? Truth in politics. The truth is, Barack and I are going to lower the tax rate and lower the amount of money you pay to the government for every single American who picks a paycheck. 95% of you who actually get a paycheck, your taxes are going to be lower. They're not going to be higher. Let me give you an example. If you're single or married, making $75,000 a year, you got a mortgage and 2 kids, and one of them is in college or getting ready to go to college. Look at what we're going to do. First of all, you're going to get a $1,000 tax break immediately just to pay for the difference in the cost of filling up your gas tank. Well, you need help right now. People need help right now. You're going to get a $1,000 tax break, recall, making pay work. It's a tax credit. Going forward, you're going to get $500 mortgage credit to offset the interest rate increases in your mortgage. You're going to get a fully refundable, that means you get it back, a credit, fully refundable $4,000 tax credit for every kid you have in college. And with all the companies in the country doing away with dedicated retirement plans, we're going to make sure the following. You're going to get a 50% match for every dollar you save in a retirement account up to the first $1,000. You save $1,000, we'll match $1,000 in your savings account. If you're making $125,000 a year, which I hope, if you're a union person, you and your wife are combined making. That used to be a fortune. Remember when we were growing up? My Lord, $125,000. I thought I could own an oceanfront place in Ocean City, New Jersey, you know? I thought I was ready. I could live next to the Kellys or something. Grace Kelly. Okay? You're not old enough. She used to live. Anyway, it's a long story. But really, that was a lot of money. Well, let me tell you something. If you're making combined $125,000 a year with the same 2 kids, you still get the emergency rebate of $1,000. You still get the making work pay $1,000. You get $2,500 a year savings in your health care. I won't go on, but these are the facts. And by the way, you're going to say, oh, Joe, that's great. You sound like a great Democrat. It's whatever. How are you going to pay for it? Let me just give you a little idea. Just give you one example rather than go through this whole thing on taxes. You realize that people this year, when they file in 2008, when they file their income tax for 2008 next February, if you're in the top 1% of the wage earners in America, and they're good people, by the way, these are honorable, patriotic Americans. But to get in that top 1%, you have to have a minimum income of $435,000. Now, I hope all of you are in that income, okay? But all kidding aside, that's what you have to have a minimum of. The average pay in that, the average income of people in that top 1% make $1,425,000 a year. That's the average they make. And again, I'm not one of these guys that says, that's awful, they're bad, they shouldn't make it. A lot of these people work really hard, they do really good things, they've done a lot of things. I don't begrudge them making that at all. But my dad used to have an expression, Bobby. He'd say, don't tell me what you value. Show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. Show me your budget and I will tell you what you value. You know what the tax break that top 1% is going to get in the year 2008? Over $100 million. Billion dollars. $100 billion. Now again, they're not bad guys. They're patriotic. Problem is we don't ask enough of them. Not a joke. They didn't ask for this. This wasn't a request from that category when they started the Bush tax cut. John's going to extend that tax cut permanently. And all the other tax cuts, which may amount to $1 trillion of lost income over 4 years. But let's just take this one thing. $100 billion could pay for every single thing we're talking about here. could pay for Americans, every American, to have health care, could pay a fraction of it would pay to make sure that all the education thing. So what I'm trying to say to you is, don't let the Republicans, when you leave here, say, yeah, they're all good ideas, but how do you pay for them? We pay for them by reordering the priorities in this country. This Republican administration has spent profitably. This administration has inherited a $232 billion surplus the first year they came to office, a projected surplus of over $5 trillion. They've turned it into a $500 billion deficit this year, and they've turned it into a projected deficit of almost $10 trillion. So don't tell me we're big spenders. It's how you spend it.